What is up YouTube? My name is Tom Lux and welcome to the video. Today, let's take a bit of time to talk about this beauty behind me right here. I've spent the last year planning to build a PC and dealing with all of the challenges that everyone else has with the Ryzen prices and the shortage of components. I finally got around to actually getting my hands on all of the individual parts and building this PC by hand. It has been a long and arduous journey, but I am happy to be out on the other side now. Let's take a bit of time to talk about exactly what parts I've chosen, exactly why I've chosen it, and what I'm looking to do with this system in the future. If this is the sort of content that you enjoy, then like, comment, subscribe. Let's get straight into it. What's in the build? Glad you asked. Let's start with the case. I'm using the O11 Dynamic by Lian-Li. This is a great case. Firstly, it's spacious and has plenty of build room, which is great for a first-time builder. Secondly, it's got optimal cooling. It's a fantastic case. For the motherboard, I've gone with the ASUS Crosshair VIII Hero. This is a great motherboard for many reasons. For me, the main things that stood out were power delivery to allow for great overclocking, as well as having two NVMe drives. Next we have the CPU, and I've gone with the Ryzen 5900X. This is a 12-core CPU, which some may deem as overkill for gaming. However, I'm streaming and gaming off of the one setup, so this gives me more than enough power to be able to do that. For RAM, I went with the TRIDENT Z Royal 3600MHz DDR4 memory. It gives me great 1-to-1 ratios as well as looking absolutely stunning. To keep my CPU cool, I've gone with the KRAKEN Z73. This was a great option for me as it gives the added benefit of water cooling, but without the added hassle of building a loop myself. For my fans, I've gone with 9 CORSAIR QL120s. I'm using the Commander Pro to connect these all together, as well as a fan splitter for the AIO. For my storage, I'm using two M.2 NVMe drives, one 500GB drive in order to keep my operating system, and a 2TB drive to keep everything else. For the graphics card, I was lucky enough to get my hands on an ASUS STRIX 3070. The ASUS STRIX line is one of the best for fan cooling, and I was so happy to get my hands on this. I've also used the Strimer extensions from Lian-Li for my 24-pin and 8-pin power connectors. These add more RGB and obviously more FPS. For my power supply, I've used the CORSAIR RM850. This is a great modular power supply with an 80+ rating, perfect to give power to everything in this build. Finally, I went with the Apex Pro, the Sensei 10, and the Arctis Pro Wireless from SteelSeries. So those are the parts that I went with. And honestly, it was a pain to get my hands on all of these. It took quite a bit of time. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using this system for more than simply gaming. I'm going to be editing and also streaming off of this system, so it needed to be high-end and strong enough to keep up with that. If you think that there's some different choices I could have made, then please let me know in the comments. Anyway, enough talking about all of this. Let's build it.
One eternity later.
So there we have it, the 2021 build. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to check out this video, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this sort of content, then please like and subscribe. Also, if you want to catch me live, you can catch me live on Twitch throughout the week, where you will find me either streaming gaming or producing music live. One of the two, come along for the ride. Thank you so much for taking the time to check this out. It affects the sound. And also you're stamping around. Coming in like a baby rhino.